Here's a drive in a 2021 G63. Got a fresh snow, and roads haven't been treated yet. I'm on snow tires. I can't remember the brand. It's the kind of snow that when you turn the bright lights on like that you can't really see what's going on with the road. So I'm just kind of taking it easy here and driving. I've done a couple brake checks, like I'll do one right now. You can see it's pretty slick, so I'm going pretty slow here. But overall, it feels pretty stable on this road. Driving anything on this road is kind of crazy. But ever since I was a kid, I always liked going out in crazy weather just to see how the car would do. And what better car to do it in than this one? And I keep wanting to turn the bright lights on so I can see further ahead of me. But I don't know, it's kind of iffy, and I'm not sure where the button for the fog lights is. They may actually help. I also have some of the snow coming from the hood. Now this is a tricky area right here because it's downhill and tilted at the same time, and a turn. So I'm just kind of going real slow through that. And also complicating matters, I don't know if you can tell, my sun visor is broken. So it's just kind of hanging down there. I should probably, let's see, nobody's behind me. I'll go ahead and stop here. I should probably switch this over to snow mode or slippery mode. I don't know if that'll make that much of a difference, but it does change several of the parameters as to how the car drives. You know, I've had another Benz before where you just pull out on the light switch to get the fog lights. I can't really tell what those are. I need to learn where that is. Let me push these buttons and just see what happens. Yeah, I'm not getting anything, but anyway, I just thought I'd take the YouTube peeps along with me on this drive here. And it's not extremely deep, maybe just a couple inches, but I think just the fact that it's coming down and it's probably on top of a layer of ice that makes it a little bit tricky to drive in. Looks like somebody over there went off the road. I don't know if you could see those tracks. Finally getting warmed up. Turn that fan down a little bit. Now here it gets interesting because I've got a big truck headed the other way. He looks like he's going really slow too, so that's fine. We have a lot of big trucks on the roads around here because we have the gas and oil wells, and it doesn't matter the day or the time, they're always out running around. Turn the back wiper off because it sounds like it's not doing a whole lot right now. So yeah, this is you know, it's kind of interesting how disconcerting it is to drive in weather like this, because you really can't see the road. You know, I just happen to know this road pretty well, and I don't have to go that fast either. I'm only going like 25 miles an hour. I've driven, I think I started saying this, I've driven on the highway in this kind of weather before, and it's crazy where you literally can't see the sides of the road. Yeah, I see a bunch of tracks of cars that are just kind of going all over the place. And the forecast this morning called for freezing fog, which is also kind of interesting. And we'll get some other people on the road too, it looks like. And that's a truck. That ought to be interesting to see how that one does. Some of these trucks get stuck on these hills. So we'll just take a little look at the snow that's coming down. Give them a couple minutes to get going. And continue on. Gently. Very, very gently. Now I'm going up a hill, see if this does any good. Yeah, I'm torn on that. Yeah, I think it's better to just have it on the low setting. Yeah, this is about the fastest I'm comfortable with, 30 miles an hour in this stuff. I'm kind of favoring toward the middle of the road a little bit. Obviously I would get over if somebody was coming. Yeah, we're not having any loss of traction going up the hill. It's doing a really good job of keeping the power down on all four wheels, which I expected it to do. It's kind of almost dizzying seeing those snowflakes coming like that. I think this snow is supposed to roll back out in about an hour. I'm not sure how much it's going to leave on the ground, but I'm sure the way back will be similar to this. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this kind of crazy drive. Oh, there's a little bit there. Looks like there was some salt put down. A little clearing in the road. Now this spot here, what do we have a blue light for? Looks like a cop. Yeah, that's a cop. Put that down for a second. I've never seen a cop driving with their lights on like that before. That's kind of interesting. I don't think he's going to be chasing after me for filming. I don't think there's any lights on the front of the phone, so he probably couldn't tell that I was filming, but I put it down anyway just to be sure. Now we got a pretty big downhill coming up here, so I'll just kind of ease on down. You can hear maybe the car downshifted a little bit. I'm also looking at what the tracks on the road look like. Let's do a little brake check right here. Yeah, I've got some decent traction. If I don't hit it too hard, it does okay. It doesn't really hit the ABS. Now we're getting to the steepest part of the hill right here. And we got another car coming, got to get over. There we go. Yeah, I see some of these people on YouTube driving and like drifting and whatever in this kind of weather. I never learned how to drive like that. That's why I like the snow tires and the stability control and the traction control and all those sorts of things, because the lack of skills that I have in driving are made up for by the electronic nannies, as I like to call them. So yeah, driving in this kind of weather with the proper tires and the proper equipment and just kind of getting a feel for what the car is communicating to you and just how it generally feels going down the road are really good indicators as to what you need to do. Right in this spot here, it is kind of slick. A few years ago I had a Range Rover, and it was, I want to say it was pretty icy, and it just wouldn't stop. I actually had to get off the road. There was a line of traffic there going really slow because of the ice, and I had to get off the road into the grass to get enough traction to stop. So you pretty much have to be prepared for anything. One thing I've heard about these cars that you can see kind of going on there, maybe on the window there, is that the windshield wipers are not the best. They kind of tend to ice up. So there's this section right here that is not getting clean. I'm actually going to turn the fan speed back up a little bit. Got a little bit of defrosting going on there. Maybe that'll help clear that up a little bit. The defroster vent is just right in the middle. It like stops right here where my hand is, and yeah, it's not the best in the world. It seems to keep getting worse. It reminds me of my old Volkswagen Beetle. I should say Beetles. I've had several that when you're driving along, there's not a whole lot you can do to keep the window clear except open the window, reach out and scrape it off. You can see over on the passenger side, it's even worse. And I'm kind of nuts because I'm going to go take a walk in this stuff, so I'm sure I'll be covered from head to toe in snow, even though I'm going to have an umbrella. Well, the umbrella is kind of messed up. That's a whole other story. That reminds me, I need to order another umbrella. It is nice and toasty in here, though. See if I can remember this button. No, that's not it. I have one button that I can use for voice commands on the steering wheel. Is it this one? No, maybe this one. Heated seats off.
Seat heating off.
It's nice to be able to do stuff like that, although I can't really figure out how to use it. Every time I say something, it gets confused. Like we got a little bit of slippy and slidey tire tracks. Seems like I'm gaining on the car in front of me. The defroster, now that I turned the heat up, seems to be melting that a little bit, but it's still not the greatest. Definitely a winter person. Always liked adventures like this. Always been, well, crazy and cautious at the same time for driving out in this stuff. Now, yeah, these are definitely not going to be treated. So we're like at 30 degrees, so it's still definitely below freezing. Right in this area here, there's usually a lot of deer. I'm not sure where they are. That's the other thing you have to watch out for driving anywhere around here, is tons of deer. I might actually, when we get up to this parking lot here, try to do not so much drifting. Well, that's interesting. There is a fire truck up here and someone with a badge on the side of their car. Well, that's rather interesting. I'm going to stop right here, and we're going to just put that on defroster alone. I'll probably have to clean up those wiper blades. I turned the back one on again. Is that part of the entourage? No, that's just a normal car. Yeah, so there are other people crazy like me driving in this kind of stuff too. pretty decent traction here. This little turn right here, I don't know if you can see the uphill. This is kind of one of my favorite spots to video. All right, let's hit it a little bit. Hit the brakes. That was kind of fun. I have to go back around and do that one more time. Turn that fan speed back down a little bit. We'll go back around there and do that one more time. That was pretty fun. Because it's kind of digging in and kind of not at the same time. But I think the slippery mode is kind of reining it in a little bit. It also looks like the snow may be starting to die down a little bit. So there's what, I don't know if you can see, maybe a couple inches there. That'd be good timing for my walk, so I might not get quite as covered head to toe. All right, let's cut this even a little bit sharper here. All right, I'm just gonna come to a stop here and just floor it, see what we get. It doesn't like that. It's kind of hopping a little bit. Wow, that was awesome. That was pretty exciting. Good. Stop here and do a little bit. I'm not going to do any drifting or anything like that. Now we got somebody coming up that way. Somebody coming the other way. Oh, I've seen that car here before. So anyway, let me just hit the brakes. That was an interesting little whir sound on the end there. Well, that was kind of cool. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that. Hopefully anybody who's watching this enjoys the video. Have a great new year, everybody.